Hello everyone, it's me, the usual. Hi. It's time for more Ace Attorney. After our hiatus from Apollo Justice, we're now here. So, thank you for the 9 months, Lavama. This is one hell of a 9-month, isn't it? So yeah, now we're here. How about that? Also, yeah, this is the only bit of the OST I've heard so far, but I've used for opening. It's good. But yeah, you get Ace Attorney at Mass Text on Sundays, and then you get investigations on Mondays over here. See, you guys are getting the best of both worlds, defense and prosecution. But yeah, it's back. Ace Attorney's back, and I'm actually really excited because I know this one's a little different. Oh wait, oh fuck, I just realized I need to configure my controller a little bit because it's still set for Bowser's Inside Story, which isn't what should be happening. Alright. So I just need to do that real quick. We'll do that while this plays. Okay. Cool. Alright. Yeah, I guess I do play the prosecutors on your stream, don't I? Huh. Anyway, we'll fade this out. We'll fade that out. Get out of here, Nightbot. I no longer have a need for you. 'Cause, baby, it's time. Alright. Oh, I have to use this. Okay, now it's letting me... Nope, that I have to touch. Neat, cool. But now I know that both parts work here. March 14th, 1:16 a.m. You're on spring break? Hell yeah. To make sure the defendant is found guilty, what other choice do I have? That's the job of a prosecutor, after all. That may be true, but why? Why go this far? Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough. But a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. Is that? No, it's not Fun Karma. No matter the cause. Ooh. Look at this fucker. I'm a prodigy among prosecutors. Always have been, always will be. There we go. Guy's on track to be a killer? Huh, wonder why. March 14th, 2:05 a.m., Prosecutor's Building, 12th floor hallway. It's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe's been keeping an eye on my office, and keeping it clean. The door is unlocked. Detective Gumshoe? The smell. Very familiar. Blood. What the? Oops, he's dead. What's the meaning of this? Freeze! Oh no, not the police. Identify yourself. Shut up. Huh. You've got some nerve committing murder in a prosecutor's office. Is that a threat? Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I would be thrust into a multitude of cases, and some very frantic and busy days. March 14th, 2:56 a.m., High Prosecutor's Offices, Room 1202. I've finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well. Please continue your investigation. Yes, sir. Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Are you okay, sir? Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. When I heard that a murder had taken place in your office, I ran up here straight away. This is Dick Gumshoe. He's a detective with the local precinct, and the one they assigned to handle this murder case, for the time being. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine. However... look what they did to your office! It's totally trashed. I'll say, the culprit sullied my floor with dirt rather well. No one gets away with tracking mud into my office. Whoa! Sounds like you're getting really burned up over this whole thing. This crime was committed in my office, so it is my responsibility to solve it. Oh, that's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating. Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. So we'll keep any leads or information we find etched into the forefront of my mind. Speaking of things that pique my curiosity, why of all places did the murder occur in my office? You're pretty sure he's a prosecutor, not an investigator? Well, I'm pretty sure Phoenix is a defense attorney and not an investigator, yet here we are. Because we're going around picking up evidence in that game. Everyone's an investigator now. Anyone can investigate. Everyone investigates. I get the nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in my mind. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really. Especially because of this. The key to your office? Oh, what do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you. Logic. By finding the connection between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. That is the end result of using logic. So how do you use it? First, I recall information through the logic button, then connect them together. Now, to touch the logic button and recall the facts. Logic. Oh, hell yeah, connect them. For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks. Which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as a mere coincidence. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir. There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic, sir. Yes, well, when you follow leads to their conclusion, only the truth remains. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well. But if I think carefully before piecing leads together, the logic should flow. Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Yes, sir! All right. The basis of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir. I know that. And when I want to examine something, I simply touch the examine button. Oh, if you ever feel lost and want to talk, just touch the partner button, okay? I'll give you great, precise advice as an ace investigator, sir. Something to try later via free time, I suppose. Yeah, Gumshoe does serve as a wonderful purpose, and it is eye candy. And also, he's just great. We stan Gumshoe here, alright? We don't... Gumshoe's the best. Any other... No. Gumshoe's the best, and anything else is hearsay. Anyway. Oh. Okay, I can walk like this. Cool. Well, let's examine this. Oh, ouch! They even knocked over your chess set. I had it all set up ready for when you got back. I figured we could play a few games. I had no idea you were interested in chess. I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I'd give chess a try. In that case, I suppose I can set some time aside after we solve this case. Though I don't expect the games to tax my mental acuity much. Wow. Fucking Mr. 100 IQ, 1000 IQ. This game's kind of jank. I mean, like, a little bit. But I'm liking it. They finished photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine the area. Yes, that is a dead person. He has been shot. I won't rest until I've investigated every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. So he's got some blood. Let's see here. There's blood all over his lower abdominal area. It looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area. Oh, it looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir. In other words, he was shot. Yeah, no shit. Yep. And until the autopsy's done, I don't think we'll know much more than that. Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. Okay. Are you gonna be okay with keeping track of the evidence we find, sir? Of course. This is the safest way I know to keep track of it all. Alright, if you say so. I keep all the evidence I find either in or with my organizer. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have but to touch the organizer button. But the organizer isn't only for evidence. I keep people's profiles on hand in it too. It's probably a good idea to make habit of checking the facts often. God, Edgeworth is probably that fucker to say facts don't care about your feelings, isn't he? What do we have here? Hey, I think I've seen one of those before. It's a police badge. Oh, wait, it's a police badge, detective. Oh, hey, I have the exact same thing, actually. What a coinkydink. Let's take a look what's inside. Mr. Buddy Faith. It would appear that our victim was a detective, just like you. It's just a fun way to say coincidence. Gumshoe being goofy. Your files are all over the floor, sir. They probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer. I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. This just rendered all the time and effort I put into pointless. I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room. Well, I watered the flowers every day, just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day every Saturday, I'd come in and clean this place until it sparkled. Does he have a life? No, Gumshoe's just a good friend, you fuck. Let's see here. Okay, no, we've already seen this. Okay. Gumshoe is underappreciated, for sure. Alright. Let's take a walk. Watch out for the teacup fragments there, sir. That killer's going to pay. This tea set. Yikes! You're really mad over this. This tea set is very dear to my heart and can only be bought in England. It costs more than your whole month's paycheck. What? Now I feel like the killer's wasted one of my monthly paychecks. Gumshoe, I love you. Oh, it's your trophy. The, Knight of Prosecutors, right? King of Prosecutors. And it's not a trophy, it's a shield. They only send this to the winning prosecutor, right? Yes, but I have no real interest in the perceived worth of other people. As for my own worth, that is something only I can determine for myself. That's so slick, sir! I'm gonna have to try saying that sometime. Unfortunately for him, his monetary worth is tied directly to his worth to me. Yeah, you better pay Gumshoe a lot. Well, it's a good thing my Steel Samurai doll was spared any harm. Speaking of which, I still haven't actually sat down and watched any of that show. What's it about again? Well, I don't know much about it myself, but... the hero of the Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo Old Tokyo, is the Steel Samurai. And his goal is to defeat the evil magistrate. It's a show geared towards kids. However, its high production values and riveting plot draws in a number of adults as well. Spin-offs like Pink Princess, Warrior of Little Old Tokyo, and The Nickel Samurai, along with the deluge of merchandise and even a new stage show gives it presence. You sure know a lot. Are you sure you're not some sort of rabid fanboy? Oh, of course not. Anyone that keeps up with society knows at least this much. And that conversation lasted longer than expected. Let us return to the investigation. I always love the headcanons that, Gumshoe and Maya, or not Gumshoe and Maya, Edgeworth and Maya just talk about Steel Samurai when they run into each other. Or, you know, I hope they hang out and talk about Steel Samurai. They deserve it. Is this yet another batch of fresh flowers? The ones that come with a card attached every month like clockwork for you? Yep. Speaking of that, let's see what's on the card this month, sir. All will be resolved. Wendy. Oh, Miss Irony. How painful are thy thorns. Wendy. Isn't that the name of that old lady with the whiny voice that's stuck? That's enough, detective. You need not remind me further. Ugh.
Edgy! Edgy! Edgy, I love you! Edgy! Edgy, I'm down on the belt! I'm down in the square, Edgy! I'm down by the street!
Oh, that's great. Hope we can solve this case quickly. I'd like to return to relaxing on this sofa. That thing looks a billion times softer than my mattress at home. Can I sit on too? Just for a little while, sir? Detective Gumshoe, you know I can't allow that. Until this case is solved, neither of us has time to spare, let alone rest. You're right, sir. I'm gonna work hard and be a real trooper to the end. Like how we're all hooked on Gumshoe the himbo that Edgeworth seems a bit neglected by chat. Edgeworth and Gumshoe are lovers? I'm sorry, it's Edgeworth and Phoenix. Edgeworth and Gumshoe are just best friends. I'm sorry, I'm so deep into the right worth train that I cannot be dug out. So, I have to disagree. Even once this case is over, I don't think he can afford to take any time off. I want to look at my... How's it coming along? Please, I need absolute silence. Fingerprint lifting is a delicate art. Well, I never. Sorry, I'm right up on this man. Do you have anything to report? Sir, yes, sir! Nothing out of the ordinary right now, sir! And yet there's something out of the ordinary right in front of my eyes. Talk about a contradiction. Something out of the ordinary, huh? I should look around a bit more. Is it the gun? What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? If so, it would mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of their gun here. I think I've seen one of these before. Cat enlighten me as to where. Oh, I know! I was issued the exact same model. I think. Detective? I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. But now that I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much except in emergencies, so that's why I didn't recognize it. So it's the same type of revolver as the ones used by the precinct's detectives. Okay. I seem to have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now to calmly use some logic and figure out if any of them are connected to each other. Yeah, alright. Hold on, I want to talk to Gumshoe. You called, sir? Yeah, let's talk to our friend, our best friend, Gumshoe. Is there anything you've noticed that you'd like to share, Detective Gumshoe? Just that I rushed over here as soon as I heard there was a murder in your office, sir. The investigation's just gotten started, so I guess there's not much else to say. So, were you the one that found the body, Mr. Edgeworth? Unfortunately, upon my return, I found my office door to be unlocked, and what awaited me inside was this whole messy affair. Ouch, that's rough. Even though I left the security of this room to a certain detective. Sorry, sir. Hey, Summer. I assume you understand how to conduct investigations, Detective Gumshoe. Of course, sir. Examine things by tapping them or by touching the examine button. By checking various things out, we can gather evidence and information. You can see the evidence we've collected by touching the organizer button. For information and leads, it's the logic button. That's it. Great job, sir. Deductive reasonable is the way to go. It's called deductive reasoning. Detective, clearly it's something you lack. Alright. I just want to talk to Gumshoe. He's one of my favorite voices to do. I seem to have picked up a good few leads. Oh, so now you're gonna do that thing you do with all that information, right? What are you babbling about? The brainy thing you were talking about just a few minutes ago, sir. Logic. You said that you can look at all your leads and info by touching the logic button. Then you pick up the pieces you want to connect by touching them and hitting connect. That's your way of investigating, right, sir? Yes, which is why this exercise in explaining my own method to me was unnecessary. Okay, then how about I explain my logic to you next? That is even more unnecessary. Gumshoe's deductive reasoning. Sorry. Hi, I'm Detective Dick Gumshoe, and I'm here to sell you some deductive reasonabling. Now listen here, pal. You ever need to figure out who took your gun from your drawer and left their gun in their drawer instead? Well, that's when you run around the precinct screaming, "Where the hell's my gun? Who took it? Was it you, Larry? Was it you, Larry? No, not Butts. You, Larry, with the face. What do you mean your name's Harry? Ah, whatever, Harry, you have my gun. Did we swap keys the other day? Oh, God. Okay, Harry, okay, no. Okay, I have your key, you have my key. Now give it here. Yeah? Okay, thank you. Also give me my gun. It's something like that. Alright, we gotta use our logic button. Alright, victim was a detective and the revolver. Connect that shit, bro. revolver, the standard model used by detectives. Could it have belonged to our recently departed? Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time? Yes, sir. On it now, sir. Excuse me, pal. Let's see. What have we got here? Mr. Edgeworth, sir, this guy's wearing a gun holster. So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. Let's see what else we can find out about this revolver. As I always say, you gotta look real carefully at each piece of evidence. You can use the scroll wheels to rotate an object. There's no such thing as a bad angle. Use the slide bar and X and Y arrows to zoom in and get at the nitty gritty. Alright, neat. Oh hell yeah, I can use buttons. It's got a horse. Never mind, can't examine the horse. Examine horse? No. Alright, let's zoom out a little bit. Okay, so I can't rotate it like... I see. So I can do it like this. Neat. Hello, Nick. Maybe this isn't the best. Yeah, barrel's clean. So... bullets back here. No bullets there. Interesting. Alright, whatever. We'll, stylus. It looks like only one round was fired from this. Wow, so the killer just killed the Vic with just one shot after wresting the gun from him? Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? We have no proof for now, but that is a distinct possibility. What? No, of course you look down the... you always look down the barrel of a gun. Nothing wrong will ever happen. Nothing has ever gone wrong by looking down the barrel of a gun that has bullets in it. Nothing ever. Nothing. Everyone who's done it has been fine, I promise. Definitely has been fine. Clip that and send it to the police. No, wait. We have no proof for now, but that is a distinct possibility. I guess it's about all we're going to find out. We should send the body to our... Jim! Oh, wait. Why, oh why? How could this have happened to a guy like you? Are you alright? Don't touch me! Leave me alone! Just let me be! Sorry, but I can't do that. The investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body. The body? The body? Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of flesh! Look at him! Jim looks like he's just turning in for the night. Sure. Just in a blood-stained suit, pal. Where are my manners? Aren't you that prosecutor? Why, yes I am. I'm Jacques Portman, prosecutor. Jim here is my partner in crime busting. I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I am also a prosecutor. Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir. So, you're Miles Edgeworth. I guess this is your office? Yes, that is correct. Then it was you! You're the one who killed Jim! Hey, don't go around jumping to conclusions, pal. Just calm down, alright? I will not! I know how things work around here. High prosecutor's office doors all have locks built into them, and only the owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door. That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner. Hey, yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on a business trip this whole time, pal. And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? So the only one who could get in here was me. Ho, 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 ho. Oh, wait. That means... Wait a minute, I'm not sure what that means. So is you then! You're Jim's killer! No way, pal, you got it all wrong. Everyone calm down. Mr. Portsman, correct? If you are a real prosecutor, you should know how to stay collected. The investigation's only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions? Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You sure you're the cool customer? You sure are one cool customer, though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're the great genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know? Anyway, let's call a truce and work together, okay? Now how about a handshake to seal the deal? A pleasure to work with you. You guys are conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on, then. It's your room, after all. Thank you. I intend to. I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there! Sir! I want you to capture the scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner, Jim. I should probably give them some space. Up. Ah, your jacket, sir. What's it doing on the floor? It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing a round. So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well? They dared to shoot the ultra-special jacket that you made your prosecutorial debut in? What if they shot through it? It would have been a disaster. It's not worth getting worked up over, Detective. Not when there's something more here. Ah, like what? I take it you haven't noticed it yet, Detective. There is a giant contradiction right here in front of us. Really? Did I say contradiction? It must be rubbing off on me. I'm starting to sound like him. We should visit him and give him a kiss later. But I have my own methods, and I will conduct this investigation my way. Maybe with some papers and wine with him later. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that is when my deductive skills come into play. First, I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. Hell yeah, baby, it's that bullet hole. And this is it. The bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I should touch the deduce button with conviction. Deduce. And when I have found sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it. This is how I do things. Hell yeah, baby. This was only fired once. Wait, I wanted to... Eureka, huh? That didn't sound like Edgeworth. Like, his objections from the older games. Huh. This bullet hole is a contradiction. What do you mean, sir? It's elementary. 2 shots were fired in this room. I'm just gonna have to cover it up with my own voice, aren't I? The first failed the victim, and the second failed this frame. Hey, that's right. However, the gun was only fired once. Hey, that's true too. Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. The killer have another gun prepared for tonight. By the way, I noticed something, sir. Yes? What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame? Ah, that. It's a secret safe. A secret safe? Oh, I smell money! I'll spare us the trouble and just say it. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside. It's pictures of me and Phoenix on our summer vacation last year. Now, if you could kindly move the frame out of the way. Roger that. Oh, talk about dusty. I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while. I had no idea there's a safe here. I'd have kept it clean for you, sir. When did you put this thing in? It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one. Really? I had no idea. Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence. Oh, what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth? Right now? Nothing. Of course not. Nothing is in there. There would never be anything in there. We only use them to store especially important evidence when the trial is in session. That's it? Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Wow, it's like the dust is all fucky. Now this is odd. You found something, sir? This keypad. Don't you find it to be a bit too clean? Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself. You there! Forensic scientist! Yes, sir. Could you please dust this area for fingerprints? You got it, sir! I couldn't find, let alone lift a single print. Looks like it was... Oh, I couldn't find, yet let alone lift a single print. Looks like it was wiped down well. Neat. As I thought. It appears that logic is the only way around this setback. Time to rationally and calmly connect the dots with the information we have. I can look at my Phoenix pictures later. Alright. Killer's goal. Wiped fingerprints. Maybe? Yeah, probably. I believe I figured out what the murderer was after. Well, what is it, sir? The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. Okay. What happens if our logic get wrong? I have no clue. I wonder if knowing that the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other pieces of information can tell me about this crime. You have an aneurysm? Well, shit. Maybe this will tell us a bit more? We'll see. But we'll play around with it. There's a possibility that the files splayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer. Oh, you mean like it could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir? Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen. Yes, sir. I'm gonna shelve files like you've never seen before, even at a library. Sure. Let's give that a try. Why do all the good ones always die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how much we lament the dead, no matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth. And? So what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place. You got it. Here, let me help. So this file goes here, and that book goes there. You sure know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office. Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal. Okay, done. It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here. The bloodstains on the bookshelf are still fresh. I suspect that the victim was killed in standing position, hence the prints on the shelf. And the guy fell on the floor, right? The blood on the floor is kind of grossing me out. Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now. But you know I'm no good with blood, sir. I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture. Yeah, is it the bullet hole? So this is where the bullet lodged itself after it went through the victim. The bullet to be lodged so squarely in a file spine indicates that the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred. I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way. appears that the victim was in a sitting position here after being shot. Oh, so that's why the seat of the victim's pants has blood on it. That would be the logical conclusion. Victim's handprints. Oh wait, he must have tried to support himself with his hands here after being shot. There are prints on the floor too. Those must have been made when, unable to stay standing, he dropped to the floor. Let's deduce this bullet hole. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Because, like, if he was in a standing position, the bullet should be lodged somewhere up here. That's down there. So, probably revolver. This is clearly where the contradiction lies. I don't really see what's so wrong with that spot. Ha! You don't understand. You see, therein lies the contradiction. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, it'd be nice if you just admit when you're wrong. That wasn't a mistake. That was me keeping you on your toes, detective. Okay, I was wrong. So, bullet's down here. Maybe he was killed in a sitting position? Now let's take a look at our logic. Never mind. I put them all back just as they should be, sir. Doesn't look like anything's missing. Although it does look like the killer moved the body to flip through my... shelves. I wonder if they found what they were looking for. So, I guess I could... Here. Bullet went clean through the victim's abdomen. Body was found at around 2:05 a.m. Only one shot fired. Prints will be wiped. Okay, and then my badge. I mean, it's gotta be deduce that. I might have just picked the wrong thing. I might need to pick the body. Because, like, if he was standing, the bullet would most likely be higher, considering he was standing against the bookshelves. The bullet wouldn't have much time for its trajectory to be pushed down that far, that fast. Eureka! That doesn't sound right. There's clearly a contradiction of this bullet hole. Oh, what do you mean, sir? You don't see. Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. Okay, yeah, I did have to do that instead of the gun. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up. But what if the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down, sir? That would be illogical. The victim leaned against the shelf here after being shot, which suggests that he was standing when he was shot. And that means... Wait, what does that mean, sir? It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. And it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. What is this faulty assumption that caused the problem of the bullet hole's position? Am I doing? I'm doing good. How you doing? How are you? How you do? I can talk. Alright, faulty assumption that caused the problem with this bullet hole's I wish I could reread some things, but the position of the body would be it. Yeah. If the victim was shot while he was lying down... Wait, didn't you just say that line of reasoning is illogical, sir? You said the victim leaned against the shelf here after being shot. I was trying to be nice and explain my complex logic in an easier way for you, detective. Oh, really? Thanks for thinking of me, sir. Good. I don't think he noticed my mistake. Alright, well, then I guess it would be... Oh, wait. It was the... Sorry, I've been misreading. So, it's the position of the handprints. The position of the handprints is what's causing this problem. We wouldn't be in this dilemma if the handprints were closer to the ground. But the handprints are where they are, up top. Yes, you are quite perceptive. which is why this is not a viable hypothesis. Oh, so it was just a what if, then what's the right answer? You still can't figure it out. Then allow me to explain. Yes, please, sir. Wait, am I just dumb? Guess he didn't notice the slip-up. Although at this point, I shouldn't be surprised. I'm just dumb, then. I must have misread something at some point. I believe the order of the files is a bit off. You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually, I think the labels on the files are wrong, sir. Oh? Yeah, you see here how the files that were shot begin with the number 0? What are those doing all the way down there after 1, 2, and 3? That's really weird. Actually, the way they're organized now is the correct order. They are exactly as I see them in my mind's eye. But the numbers are all out of order. Those white binders are special, so they're arranged a little differently. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. Ha, so that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumptions you just did, Detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out. Oh, okay, I guess that makes sense. I wasn't really paying attention to the numbers. Do you think it would be okay to prop the body back up now to how it was before it was moved? They finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. If you please, Detective Gumshoe. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went through my files first before shooting Mr. Faith. And then put the files back in numerical order, I guess. Exactly. Oh, whoops. And then proceeded to shoot the victim. But why would someone kill a man and then look through your files one more time? Puzzling indeed. Files were thrown into disarray twice, once before and once after the crime. But why? Yeah, no, there's that writing there. Now the crime scene is as it was at the time of the murder. Time to give it another look. Hey, what's that? This? What is that? Why does it say Gumshoe on there in blood? I'd say it's some sort of incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed. No, wait, there's gotta be some mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me. Say something, sir. It appears that one of my files was stolen. Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation? Is this what the killer was really after? Oh. Cool. Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. And this most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. If you're going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Jim's words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it. I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you gonna do? What I always do in court. I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique. Oh, how do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir? Sure. Alright, first I listen to the witness's testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open the organizer and present the piece of contradictory evidence. Yeah, alright. Touch the present button, but that's old news. But it's not like there's gonna be a flaw in the testimony every time, right? Correct, and at those times I need to press the witness by touching the press button. Sometimes by pressing I can draw out new information, and new or modified testimony. I think I get it, sir. I'll be sure to try this technique out during investigations too. Very well. I'll even show you how it's done. Now watch carefully. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun and shot him dead. Further, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be his final words that you will be brought to justice. You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer. I can hear Jim's voice and he's calling for his killer's arrest. Huh. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? Only Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find the flaw in this man's logic and expose it with credible evidence. Need water. Hell yeah. Alright. Let's read this again. Further, you messed up files to make it look like you committed theft. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting from the bookshelf. Thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. No words that could be brought to justice. Let's press here. This is a little weird. Yeah, they definitely got a new voice actor. And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing? Because the body was getting in his way. He had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway. Okay.
Hold it!
Why do you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters? The body was covering it quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how he missed it. But judging what I've seen, it doesn't take much for you detective to miss something. Who do you think you are? You know nothing about me, pal. There's a lot a person can understand about another from first impressions alone. I can't say I disagree with him on that point. Well, why don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective to be the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters. I can prove it with evidence. I couldn't ask for a better setup. For the game-finishing spike. Alright. Alright. One of the files that was written on blood was stolen by the culprit. Well, no, because, if this is stolen, he would have seen the writing, right?
Objection!
Oh, that's still the old objection. Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there is a serious flaw in your logic. Ha! Bringing a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me? Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking. I get it. Yeah, it might be the same VA, just new lines. That's fair. Because that objection sounded like the other VA. If someone could look that up, I'd appreciate it, because now that's gonna be in the back of my mind. If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another, closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file? What? That's impossible! What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Nothing. The files on that shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spine.
Objection!
It's possible they could have taken the file before committing the murder. I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. Missing letters in the detective's name where the file should be is proof. Yeah, I mean the S is gone, there's only half an H. The Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case. I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. Which means... what exactly? What does that make this dying message? It makes it the work of criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene. That's so low! I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir! I'm gonna get him, sir. You'll see. I'm gonna have him under arrest in no time. Well, Mr. Portsman. Brilliant. Absolutely splendid. Logic deserving of Olympic gold. I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. You win some, you lose some. That's how life goes. Not everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. But you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up. However... What is it this time? You're still after me, pal? Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That would be me! But Mr. Edgeworth just proved that I'm innocent, pal. Oh, you're that kind of jackass, aren't you? That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence. And why do I sense that you still have something to say? Fucker. I hate you. Well, I was thinking, did you know there's one other person with the key to this office? One other person. Hey, you there! Yes, sir. What is it, sir? Could you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? Lady? The girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. Security? Did you say security? No, stop it, pal. Don't. What's wrong with him all of a sudden? Is it Maggie? I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon Miss Maggie Bird, a member of security. Oh, she does not get a break. Detective Gumshoe, sir. Maggie. Miss Bird is the security guard on watch tonight. I see, and your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all office doors in this building. What? If you're not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird. How dare you! I would never sneak into someone's room! That's right. I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal. It was me. That's right, I did it. Can we take that as a confession, Detective? Well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. So yeah, it was me. If it was, you'd have no problems with that, right? Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. You bitch. That girl's the only one who could have committed the crime, and for one simple reason. I hate this man. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck in your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. So you're saying she used the master key? Okay. Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me. I wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. It seems that the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give me more details is to press him. Alright. Let's talk about it. The OG trilogy is Sound King. No record for this game, but they've hired another VA at some point for this role, so it can go either way. Got it. What is this? This is Ace Attorney Investigations, where you play as Miles Edgeworth and do prosecutor things. And the man in the white suit is an asshole. Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on the staff at this time of night, and tonight, she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird? That's, true, but I wasn't able to use the Master Key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean? Yeah, moving on. Need to get sidetracked by something unrelated.
Oh, what do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal.
But you can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time. Should I hear Miss Bird out? Of course. Not so fast. I, too, am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies. I'll be the judge of that. Miss Bird, if you please. I discovered that the Master Key was missing at around 1 a.m., sir. What do you mean by missing? As in, it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Mr. Portsman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you? I can't believe, someone like you would be taken in by such words. I'm not lying, sir.
Objection!
If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the Master Key now. I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. Ha! A likely story. And where's your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again. I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it.
Yeah, pal. Trust me. You don't want to test just how bad our luck is.
Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth.
But, you still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office.
Her motive? Didn't we already establish it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe. It is as Mr. Portsman says, Detective. I can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive of theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. Alright, let's talk about it. I concur that the culprit's motive appears to have been thievery. However, glad to hear that the great Miles Edgeworth is in agreement with little old me. However, with regard to the investigation of the bookshelves and safe... Hey, good thinking, asking for my opinion on the matter. This game came out in 2009, second VA seems to have started in 2013. Okay. Would it be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence?
Hold it!
I thought we had established Detective Gumshoe's innocence pretty thoroughly. It was just a theory, one hypothesis among the many possibilities. I mean, I had my doubts about Miss Bird from the very beginning. If that's the case, then why didn't you mention her first? Now, don't make that face. See, there goes the truth running the other way. Let's pick up the pace and see if we can't catch up to it. I don't think you're catching my drift. But we're in agreement that the detective isn't the killer, right? If so, then I hope you'll understand when I say that since she's the only one who could have opened your office door... I hate this jackass.
Hold it!
Don't you think it's a bit early to be jumping to conclusions? Are you saying there's another way to open the door other than with the Master Key? Oh, I get it. Perhaps you had a spare made for someone else? Only my boyfriend. I mean, no, I'll have you know, I never have made a spare, so what are you insinuating? Nothing. Guess I should have known better than to suggest that someone like you would. New VA was only for Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice? Gotcha. Alright. We're just gonna press everything. Screw it. Is there anyone in this district who hasn't at least heard of Detective Gumshoe? Good point. He's practically a celebrity among us prosecutors. Really? I never knew I was so talked about, sir. We're holding our collective breath, you know. When you screw up so badly that you're literally chased off the force. This fucker's gotta go. Wait, what? Is that true, Mr. Edgeworth? Of course not. That's hogwash. Don't scam me like that. I almost had a heart attack there. Okay, at least Edgeworth is nice to Gumshoe sometimes. Alright. One that... I'm choosing.
Hold it!
By dying message, you mean the bloody letters that spell out Gumshoe. I figured that whoever wrote his name must have wanted to frame him. And just the act of choosing his name is proof enough that the two knew each other well. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and present some evidence! I would love to. But first, we should listen a bit more and digest what he's saying. Present for more information. Yeah, alright.
Hold it!
Yeah, this guy commits crimes like a loser. Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on staff. Oh wait, we already read this. Alright. Yeah, we read this. Fuck off, you weird-ass, jacket-whirling jackass. Oh my god. He probably smells like a fucking Hollister store. That's a clothing brand, isn't it? Yeah, I'm almost certain. He smells like an expensive clothing brand store, probably. But, like, the douchey, like, sportsy expensive stuff, not the, like, expensive suit and tie stuff. You know what I mean. Listen, leave me alone. I don't need to be judged based on my lack of being able to, you know, burn a guy that I don't know. Leave me alone. Alright. Alright, let's go back. Door. Oh wait, okay. You'd say thievery. Okay. I'd say... murder was probably the first here. Because... this guy's dead. It would behoove you to take a good look at this. I see it, but I fail to see how it has anything to do with me. Is that so? Alright. You're not at the top of your game today, are you, Mr. Genius Prosecutor? I can't allow him to set the pace here. I must remain calm. Only by doing so I can find the fatal flaw in his reasoning. Alright, so I was gonna say, cause like... but I guess, yeah, it was stolen, so yeah, alright. Let's just take a look then. There's no one to open up the door. Miss Bird is a prime suspect. On top of what she knows is a good detective. We'll fake the dying message. Doesn't even look at the jack. Yeah, no, right? He looks fucking horrible all the time. Like, from the weird-ass circlet headband, like, it looks like just a large rubber band on his head, right? That's holding his hair down, I guess. And then he wears around a gold medal like a jackass. On this sports shirt, I think, that has a massive collar that looks like it came from Count Dracula's, like, athleisure wear closet. Like, and then he wears a lab coat and fingerless gloves. What a fucking jackass. Gold medal's probably fake. Yeah, no, it's probably like chocolate wrapped in foil. This is kindergarten. He was obviously dressed by a kindergartner. He's awful. He looks like an asshole. There's anyone who would love him. There's anyone who would love him would possibly be a gold digger. I don't think anyone would love him. The kindergartner is him. Alright. Now we obviously need to present here, due to the prompts earlier. Then what is it? Hollister is an expensive clothing brand for the cool kids that were probably bullies in high school. Okay, neat. From the messed up shelves to the wiped down safe, I'd say thievery. I mean, my question is... Yeah, that was stolen. Issued to the victim, believed to be a murder weapon. I mean, why was he here, though? Man, I haven't had to do the thinking for a bit. I've been in Mastex playing games that I've already thunked through. So now I'm remembering why Mastech is struggling so much, because now I'm struggling so much. Your brain in the hot seat just sort of dies a little bit. Really? I think it holds up rather well, actually. What do you think is wrong with it? Alright. Yeah. Whoops. This isn't like you at all, sir. Concentrate. It was careless of me. Can't afford to do that, or the truth will slowly slip away. Remain calm, Miles. It's the only way. Alright, no, I am dumb. I'm gonna blame it on this guy. His dumb is wiping off onto me. I blame him? Let's see. I should just read. Reading comprehension is important. Because... Why would Maggie have any intent on stealing? The game itself can be dumb. Well, yeah, that's happened with all the other games. Sometimes the game is dumb. But, like... Why would Maggie want to steal at all? Right? Because... she has no reason to. This jacket flabbing gives you anxiety. I hate it. I really do hate it. Am I pressing on the wrong thing, maybe? Yeah, his jacket flapping is fucking annoying. And I can't get rid of it. When I open the door, then that leaves Maggie Bird as our prime suspect, on top of which she knows a good detective, making it all the more probable she was the one who faked the dying message. Okay, he's not flapping his stupid fucking jacket right now. So I'll take it. Maybe pressing the third one. Yeah, did I not do that before? 1, 2, 3. Detective Gumshoes, and the one who opened the door. Yeah, don't give hints unless I ask. I thought we had established Detective Gumshoe's innocence pretty thoroughly. Okay, I have pressed on this one, but I'll read again. He tells about Miss Bird from the very beginning. That face, there goes the truth running the other way. Right, he starts fucking just... Detective isn't the killer. Yeah, he starts just, like, sidetracking everything. God, I hate this fucking jacket noise, though.
Hold it!
Press again. Bit early to be jumping. Okay, I get it. Never made a spare. Okay. I'm going to the last thing so I don't have to hear this jacket flapping so I can think for a second. Ugh. Okay. So... because my brain is currently stuck on... why would he even... choose I mean, yeah, Maggie has the Master Key, but she has no reason to steal. From me. She has absolutely no reason. I don't know. I don't know. My brain is dumb. I'm dumb. That's just my prosecutor's badge. That's whatever. The prime suspect. How can you room using the master key? But it was. Yeah, we can start throwing ideas at the wall at this point. At this point, I think work may have just fried my brain a little bit. I'm not sure. You try to bring the stolen key here? I've not, I mean, let's see. Instruction to open every office door, stolen from the security office. Yeah, I mean, that would make sense. On blood. Prosecutors have won their office, only they know of them. Prints were wiped. The victim. Wait. Hold on. Right, okay, even Gumshoe. Gumshoe has come in here and cleaned everything. Didn't know about... Ah, okay, hold on. Let's go back. Go back. Okay, her intent from the shelves to the wiped down safe. Yeah, she wouldn't know about the safe. Only a prosecutor would. That's the thing. There's the... Alright, the gears have started turning. Do you wish to continue investigating that Miss... do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Bird was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth, after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that this safe is a secret safe, the existence of which is only privy to the prosecutors. Ah! I find it a little hard to believe that the hidden safe was part of a cunning plan. But she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted. Yeah, even I didn't know about that safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. Then, are you proposing that the killer's a prosecutor? Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? Curses. Why? What made you? What's the angry face all of a sudden? It's all my fault. What do you mean? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes. What did you just say? We were partners. Like inseparable conjoined twins. That's why I told him. I filled him in on the secret safes. And that means... Yeah, I know. I had only just told him too. Obviously, it was wrong of me to tell him. Still can't quite believe it. But the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. Now he's claiming the victim was the thief. And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Miss Maggie Bird. Excuse me? I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a bit too far, even in your risky profession. What the? You're still accusing Maggie of the murder? Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? No, I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. Plus, even if he was the thief, he wouldn't have had the key to this office. Which is precisely why I had to steal it, wouldn't you say? It was Jim who stole the master key. Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us, unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him. Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. Has he no honor? Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Should people be so kind as to see yourselves out? You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office. But I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You're all suspects to varying degrees and therefore ineligible to run the show. Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit. Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself. But sir... We have no choice but to accommodate his request. For now. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourselves from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman. We will meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now don't disappoint me, you hear? I hate this fucker. Hate this fucker. I hate him. Oh. I want him to feel nothing but pain. March 14th, 4:18 a.m., Prosecutor's Building, 12th floor hallway. Oh, what is it with this prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. It was, well, unbelievable. Please maintain your professionalism, Detective. I'm gonna find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence. You'll see, sir. We've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir. True. So then what now? Looks like my life's fallen into yet another gigantic ditch. Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway. Huh? Really, sir? For example, this hallway. The linchpin of his argument against Miss Bird is related to the master key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information regarding the mystery surrounding my door. Alright. Need more water. I didn't think about it at first, but sort of high raspy voices do me in way faster than low rumbly voices. So I can do Von Karma for a while. Fucking Postman though. He's a different kind of challenge. Von Karma is my head is going to get fuzzy and light if I do it way too long. Or like without taking a breath. Portsman is like right at the back of my mouth, the very top of my throat is gonna be it's just gonna suck. It just doesn't feel good afterwards. I'm texting someone real quick. Okay. Let's take a look around. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Now, hold on a minute. Hello, sir. It's... Hey, isn't that missing O-series file, sir? No doubt about it. The bloody letters mark it clear as day. There seem to be a few pages missing. Our thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind. So what are these zero files about, sir? I guess they've got something worth stealing in them, huh? Not particularly, it's just a collection of court case files. However, the cases within these files are not mine. They belong to the High Prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. I have my reasons, but let's say I was charged with keeping them as they were. And that means the thief must have also wanted the file for a specific reason, right? It would seem so. Only the pages related to that case from 10 years ago are missing. I wonder why anyone would care about such an old case. Okay. Interesting. Let's look at the logic button, shall we? Okay, we only have another handgun files in disarray. So let's go back. Alright. What else we got here? A ball. What? There's a basketball hoop here? What's a basketball doing here? That's Mr. Portsman's prized possession, sir. I hear he also plays soccer, dodgeball, and even tennis. Not a single one of those sports is suitable to be played in a hallway. Yeah, no, Payne's here as well. What's a basketball hoop doing here? Hey, didn't this used to be just outside next to the building a long time ago? So when and why was it moved indoors? I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently. Drag it? I heard that it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it in himself. All the way up to the 12th floor. Alright, Payne, what do you want? It looks like you're in quite the pinch, Mr. Edgeworth. To be sure, a murder within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. You must find, apprehend, and punish the killer accordingly, post-haste. Sounds like a messy case you got on your hands. You ever feel lost and need some advice? My door's always open. How gracious. I will keep your offer in mind. Who is this guy again? Is everything alright? Yes, sir! You must know I weighed myself this morning and I am finally at 154 pounds. Congratulations. I was asking about this hallway. And your nipple that I am now flicking, I guess. Oh, everything's okay, sir! Word of advice, stay focused, or you may start to lose even more weight. Oh, I was wondering if I may speak with you for a bit concerning this case. I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream. A dream where I'm being cross-examined by the Miles Edgeworth. I can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. I should jog her memory by showing my notes to her through the present button. Alright. Present! Alright. Do you know this guy at all? I'm just a lowly security guard, so I'm not sure what I should do with that other than to guard it. It's like talking to another gumshoe. Alright. Nope. Do you know about this? No, not at all. Oh, I see. You want...
Present! Badge!
That's a prosecutor's badge, isn't it? It proves that you're really a prosecutor. Interesting. Despite all appearances, she seems to know more than Gumshoe. That badge, even I could be a professional prosecutor. Sir, may I please try it on, just for a little bit? I don't think that would be a very good idea, do you? I guess not. On second thought, they're actually on the same level. Alright. Alright, you don't know much about that. Let's talk about the key then. The thing you will know about. They're a matched pair? Absolutely. So, when did you discover that the master key was missing? By the time I realized it, I think it was around 1 a.m., sir. I noticed it was back at around 2:30 a.m. I was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. But I'm sure that's between those 2 times it was not just gone, but stolen, sir. Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place? It's not like that, sir. You always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window. Always, you say? Except for this time, correct? Well, I admit I was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sort of using it at the time. After I'd used it, that I left it sitting out on the ledge. She used the master key. Let's talk about that. What did you mean by you used the master key? Oh, I had to use it to open the door for this prosecutor who had forgotten his key. I mean, it's my job as a security guard, right? What is it? That's right! I just remembered! The prosecutor who forgot his key! It was Mr. Portsman, sir! What? Please, tell me more, Miss Bird. Quickly! It was around 12 a.m. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office key, so he came down to security, sir. And that's when you loaned the master key to him. No way! It's against regulations to loan the master key out to anyone! I walked with Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir. I see. And then? What happened after that? Well, he called for me to come up to close his office. He called for me to come close up his office as he was leaving to go home. That was around 1:30 a.m., I think. So, in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you used the master key twice tonight. Sometimes I just can't read. It's fine. I'm illiterate. It's fine. I can't read. I've been guessing this entire time. Based on context clues. I don't know. I can't read. I never passed 3rd grade. Talk about suspicious. I doubt you can say that you've never left your keys at home, Detective. This calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's door. Have you ever met the victim before? Well, I've seen him a couple of times before when I had to go to Mr. Portsman's office. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman, sir. That sounds like fun. Just once I'd love to play with them. It sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Faith ever did was pass him the ball, sir. On second thought, I don't think I'd fit in all that well with him. Miss Maggie Bird, correct? I take it that you're an acquaintance of the detective. She was under my supervision back when she was still on the force, sir. One day she got caught up in a murder and things started going downhill, so she quit. But I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. Or so I thought until a few hours ago. Right before I was about to clock out for the night. You got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct? Don't worry, my whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building, I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, and now I even managed to be named a criminal just when I've become a security guard. That's a lot to go through in one lifetime. I know, and just when I thought I had finally found my happiness, I wind up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck. You don't need to worry about me, Miss Bird, nor do you need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is for your cooperation. Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth. You can count on me. I'll do all I can to help. Oh, I love Maggie. She's great. Yep, let's look at Mr. Portsman's door. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Room 1203. I take it this is Mr. Portman's office. Yeah, you can't mistake it because of that basketball hoop, sir. Well, that reminds me, Mr. Portsman had actually wanted room 1202 really badly. And since you were already occupying it, Mr. Edgeworth, we put him next door, sir. So why was Mr. Portsman so particular about getting room 1202? I'm not sure, but I bet it's because of something like his birthday is December 2nd? Yep, that's gotta be it. I can't think of another reason why. I can think of at least 3. Why am I wasting time thinking about this? Look at the lock. The door is locked tight. I bet the old credit card trick wouldn't work here, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? This is the office of a high prosecutor, detective. These doors would be pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar could get in through them. Aha! So I guess only a great cat burglar could get in. That must be who our culprit is. Might I advise you to return to that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you bought it from? Woof. The hinge all fucked up. Minimalistic yet classy door made of top quality wood. It's kind of majestic too. Fits in really well with the ambiance of the prosecutor's offices. Even Mr. Portsman seems dignified because he works behind one of these. Nonsense. A man doesn't become more or less dignified because of where he works. Whoops. Well, at least he seems more dignified than Mr. Payne. Mr. Payne. I suppose custodial work can also be dignified. Oh no. Then what's awkward? What's weird about this door? Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to do that. It's fine. Let's look at the let's logic here. Let's logic for a second. Okay, so yeah, Master Key was stolen. Master Key was used. Those gotta be connected. Miss Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story. What? No way, pal. I mean, sir. You said that you locked up Mr. Portsman's office at around 1:30 a.m., correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time. Oh, nothing gets by you, Mr. Edgeworth. You said that contradiction like a pro. I totally forgot all about that, but thanks to you, I remember it now. You're right, it was around the very time that I realized the master key was missing. And? I'm a security guard, sir. I couldn't just admit to losing the master key, could I? So I pretended to lock up his room, sir. You pretended? Yeah, I used my house key and made it look like I was locking up, sir. So in actuality, you never did relock the door, then? I thought that maybe I could go lock it after I found the key. But to think of it, I guess the door still hasn't been locked properly. Oh! I see! Hey, Night Duff. Yeah! That right, huh? Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Yeah, baby, you bet it is. That shit shouldn't be locked.
Eureka!
There's a contradiction here between reality and the evidence. If what Miss Bird had said is true, then why is this door locked tight? Huh? You know, you're right. Miss Bird, are you sure you didn't relock this door? I'm certain of it, sir. I don't think Mr. Portsman noticed it himself that I hadn't. Which means... What, sir? Either means that he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't this one at all, but a completely different one. She opened a different door, but how can you prove that? An easy way to find out. All we need to do is... we need to examine these. Yeah, because why would... No, it would... Well, no, because it would be right next to us. And there's no way that he drugged that basketball hoop around. It'd have to be the prints on the doorknob. Prints on the doorknob will tell us everything. Hey, you! Yeah, you, pal! Do us a favor and see what you can lift from this, okay? So, what'd you find out? No need for such belligerent nostril flaring, detective. Sir, I found only Mr. Portman's and Mr. Faith's prints on this doorknob. So only 2 people's prints were found on this, huh? That's pretty decisive. Ah, I'm lost, sir. Thinking logically, a certain other person's print should be on this knob as well. Oops. Now then, whose print should also be on the doorknob? Hello, Maggie.
Take that!
Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked this door are absent? You mean... Yes, the door that Miss Bird opened could not have been this one, but a different one. Okay. What have we here? Won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Okay, can I zoom in? Oh, no, okay. Gotcha. What's this? Looks like it's a scrap of paper. I'll get it, sir. Let's see. Okay, there's something written on it. Brought 3 pieces of evidence by, just like we talked about on the phone, but it looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch up to you later, buddy. It looks like a note from the victim. And it's from Mr. Portsman. Okay. Basketball. Basketball property of Mr. Portsman. Yes, sir. He's always ready for a match. Basketball, soccer, dodgeball, tennis. It doesn't matter what sport it is, he's game. Although I think it'll be a little hard to play tennis with this ball. Oh! That isn't the point you should be focusing on, Detective. You're right, sir. Now I know what I should be focusing on. And Mr. Portsman, someone should teach him to clean his toys up after he's done playing. I think we've reached the end of this conversation. What's this? What are you looking at, sir? Oh, hey, how about a game? That's okay, Detective. I just found the position of this hoop to be a little off. Hey, you're right, sir. I guess it shifted and someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk. Positioning of the hoop is definitely unnatural. I better take note of this. Yeah, because it's got the, it's been scooched. It's the imprint on the ground. Let's look at our logic here. Arrange files twice, and then another handgun. I don't really think that's gonna get us anywhere yet. The ball looks suspicious. Yeah, can't believe it. Right, prosecutors are paid a shitload and they get away with everything. Yes, sir. Oh, Miss Bird. No way she's the killer. Please don't tell me you buy into that accusation, sir. Rest assured, I think she's innocent. However, I need to ask her a few things regarding your security guard position. Well, if you're only asking, that's okay. Just stand next to her and then touch the talk button. Then you two can talk about whatever topic you pick. When you want to ask her about evidence, all you have to do is present it. After you choose what to show her, touch present again, and off you two go. I recommend showing different people different things. You'd be surprised by what they say. Thank you for the explanation, though I don't recall asking for one. Oh, just so you know, sir, you can show me evidence in the same way, too. I do believe it's time to get down to business and ask some questions of Miss Bird. Ignored again. I was wondering about the investigation. Oh, I've been waiting for this. Let a real seasoned pro teach you how it's done. A real seasoned pro of instant noodle cuisine, perhaps. You know that you can always check out the really important spots in more detail, right? Yes. And if the area is too big, you can always use the arrow buttons at the bottom, right? Oh, but don't worry, sir. The arrows only show up when you need to use them to see more. I knew that as well. And when you think there's a contradiction or something unusual, try deduction. First, you line up your cursor with a suspicious-looking area, then touch deduce and choose your position. You choose your poison. Evidence. When you've settled on a piece, you've got to present it. I'm pretty sure I already knew that as well, Detective. Well, if I can remember that, then welcome to the... Well, if you can remember all that, then welcome to the world of the pros. IW Ace Investigator. Class dismissed. All I wanted was an update about the investigation. Alright. Oh, whoops. Detective Gumshoe, you look rather intrigued by something. Care to share? It's nothing, but I noticed that Mr. Portsman calls his partner Jim. And the detective in that Sunday night dramas, All My Cops, is named Jim too. I bet one of them is a big fan of that show. You seem to know a little something about it yourself. I take it you watch it too. Of course. The tight bond of friendship between prosecutor and detective is great, sir. But it's nothing compared to the super strong friendship we have. Ho ho ho! Friendship, detective? I think you're mistaking it with pity. How can you say that, sir? After all we've been through, too. Made Gumshoe sad. How dare you? Alright. Let's double check with Maggie here. Let's talk about this. I had to open Mr. Portman's office up for him a number of times before. Also had the chance to see the inside of his office on a number of occasions, too. Got shelves upon shelves of sports memorabilia, trophies, and awards in it. The point where it's almost beyond gaudy, sir. But maybe I just feel that way because I'm jealous since I don't have even a single one. Don't say that, Maggie. I'll make a special God of the Month award just for you. Thanks for trying, but I've already got a mountain of consolation prizes, sir. They're proof of just how unbelievably unlucky my life has been. Oh. Plus, getting an award from you just isn't the same as getting a real award, sir. Gumshoe, you tried. We love you, Gumshoe. I want to check this again. 3 pieces of evidence by, just like we talked about on the phone. Looks like you're out. Okay. Let's present this. Nope, okay. Alright. Back we go. Let's take another look. I mean... Can I check this for anything? Any weird details? No. Well, that's the body. Okay. I wish I could, like, open the door. That'd be neat. Alright, let's try... You know what? We haven't done it yet. I'm wondering if maybe I'm missing this, right? For something? Nope. I can't see a clear connection between these 2 pieces of information. Alright, it was worth a shot. Just in case. Right? It looks like you're in quite the pinch, Mr. Edgeworth. To be sure, murder within the walls of... Okay. Yeah. Won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Hold on a minute. I don't see any signs of forced entry. And according to the guard, no signs that door lock was picked either, sir. Meaning that the door really was opened with a key. Did you happen to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob? Apparently the doorknob's clean as a whistle. White, they think. Whoever this thief is, they did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. Okay. That's all I needed to do. Poking around this hallway has actually paid off quite handsomely. Ah, how so, sir? But they definitely... I think they probably swapped... So they moved... Someone moved that basketball hoop to my door, swapped the plates probably, got Maggie to open it, swapped them back. Right? That's what I'm thinking. In a variety of different ways. I think it's time we had a little chat. They tricked Maggie into opening my door. With the real culprit of this case. Hey, you know who the killer is? Huh, Mr. Edgeworth? As long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind behind this murder is none other than Mr. Portsman. What? Mr. Portsman? I knew it. That's exactly what my logic senses were telling me too. I suspected it was him from the instant he accused Maggie of being the killer, sir. It is anything but logical. Lady and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. Come what may, it's time to knock on truth's door. March 14th, 5:12 a.m. High Prosecutor's Office. Room 1202. Mr. Portsman, I finished processing the bloody letters, sir. All right, let me take a gander at it. Pass it here. Okay, looking good. You there, take good care of this. Whoa! Well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe. End of the line for you, Portsman. We got you now. I'll off your dog, Mr. Edgeworth. Is this some kind of joke? It's no joke. We know, Mr. Jacques Portsman, that you are the guilty party in this case. You must be pretty upset getting chased out of your own room. I'd be mad too. So I guess you can stay, if you promise to stay out of our way. You intend to hide your crime under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job. I can see right through the unsightly paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl. Ha! Who'd have ever thought it would come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? The legendary prosecutor who never lost a single case for 40 long years? There was always this innocent chatter about forged evidence with the guy. Really teaches me that I gotta stay on the lookout for false accusations, you know? Are you done trying to play mind games with me? Because they won't work. The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours for is explaining yourself. Although that too will only dig your hole deeper. Either way, your game is up. Well, aren't we full of ourselves? Even though you have yet to prove anything. Alright, you bitch-ass motherfucker. I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how, may I ask, do you propose that I unlocked your door and got in here? Look, I feel bad doing this to you, but I've got work to do, so we're done here. Sorry, but we're not finished yet. Boy, you're stubborn. I suppose you're basing your accusations on something? I'll show you what I'm basing my accusation on, with evidence. Alright. There's a mountain of evidence. Let's talk about this evidence. Oh, and what, pray tell, kind of evidence are we talking about here? Jim was my partner, so you can't say I had a motive for killing him. And that's it? That's not even an anthill, let alone a mountain. But it's more than enough, wouldn't you agree? Might I recommend that you review what the word evidence means? It doesn't change the fact that the evidence doesn't point to me as the killer. Alright, let's talk about it, but I think this is where I need to do it. Unfortunately, I believe I've already shown how earlier. Your speculations mean nothing, as I still insist I could not gain access to your room. What should I do now? Should I raise an objection? Yeah. You claim to have had no way to open my door. However, is that really the honest truth? Ha! Alright, I'll humor you. Go ahead, shoot. Very well then. I propose that you used this to open my door. The fucking master key, baby.
Take that!
I believe you were able to open my office door, with the master key no less.
Objection!
Wait. Hold on for a sec. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know. Precisely, you were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did, but only too direct. That's right. You used your finger to direct this person to open my door with the key. Yeah.
Take that!
You had asked Miss Bird to open your own office door for you, yes? Yeah. I kind of forget my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know? But the room you had Miss Bird open at the time was not your own, was it? What? You have quite the imagination. Why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we? I'm certain that it was Mr. Portsman's door, sir. I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir. See, Miss Bird backs up my story. Yet, what if you had misled her to fool her into thinking what you wanted? And how do you suppose I did that? By switching the number plates on our doors, for example. That's right, they do slide out pretty easily. Furthermore, you then used one other thing to give a very strong impression. That the door she was opening was yours and not, in fact, mine. The basketball hoop, baby! That hoop, though!
Take that!
What? The basketball hoop, sir? It's quite a peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building. Which is why it left an unusually strong impression on you. It's an object perfectly suited to just sit outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor. It's very true, sir, because there was a basketball hoop sitting there. I thought the door I was opening had to be Mr. Portsman's. There are signs that the hoop has been moved. To sit in front of my office. To sit it in front of my office for sure. I see. So that's how you throw suspicion on people. Thanks for the tip. But I think your conjecture is a little off the racetrack. Now you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me. So he intends to claim his innocence to the end, does he? I'm as pure as innocent as my jacket. Your jacket is really shitty. I hate your jacket, and I hate you. Miss Bird is as dirty and guilty as the jacket she wears. Oh, I hate you even more? My jacket's not dirty. I'll have you know I washed it yesterday. Also, it's like way better. It's got those cool feathers because her last name's Bird. Please calm down. I intend to show who is the one truly covered in slime here. Alright, had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. Yeah, let's talk about it. And what were you doing in your office? I was doing my usual training regimen. Training regimen? Were you going through your law books from start to finish? Mainly batting practice and some weights. Oh, and I jog when I get the chance. Wow, you must be the buffest prosecutor we have. With the weakest legal muscles, it would seem. I was doing my usual workout, so... I don't have a single reason to suspect me.
Hold it!
I think I've given you quite a few reasons, actually.
Objection!
But none of those would stand up on their own.
Objection!
Then what about all the evidence?
Objection!
It's all circumstantial. No judge would convict on such flimsy evidence. He seems to be trembling a little. One more little push. All I have to do is find the flaw in his testimony. His jacket is easily going to get stained. It wouldn't be a shame. Wouldn't it be a shame if a fuck ton of hot burning coffee spilled on it? Yeah, right?
Hold it!
It would be such a shame. Maybe like some tomato sauce. You know, just to really... It'd be a shame, right? Tomato sauce stains easy. Stains white things really good. Nonsense, you say? Or how about the blood of his partner he murdered? Yeah, because I'm telling the truth here.
Hold it!
Using the master key, of course. Sure, you have a problem with that? That is what the master key is for, right? Perhaps we should place it in an elaborate labyrinth of some sort of people like you. Alright. Let the girl open your office door. I had your door dusted for prints. My door? Ha! What for? Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. You sure are good at wasting time. You're right. I didn't find anything. And definitely not Miss Bird's fingerprints. Her prints? What do they have to do with anything? Let's put it this way. If she really was the one who opened your door, then her print should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. Ah! Further, all the prints on my office doorknob have been wiped clean off. I can only assume it's because Miss Bird's fingerprints were on it.
Objection!
But it doesn't change the fact that I was in my room the entire time. Is that really a fact, or is it fiction? Hey, would I lie to you? I have here proof that you were not in your room the entire time as you claim.
Take that!
This is a note that the victim left for you, Mr. Portsman. Oh, dude, this theme's fucking great. Hold on, I gotta listen to this for a second. Hell yeah, I like this. The note? It was left under your door, or did you not notice? And right here it says, "But you're out." You're not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you and what were you doing? Don't you think it's time you gave up your charade? We know you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me. And Detective Faith found you out. Possibly because he heard sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith the Silencer. And I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had threatened me as you escaped. As I said when you had the gun to my back, no one gets away with committing murder in my office. And just what's so funny, pal? Well, that look of stiff seriousness on the face of this office's finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me is simply too much to bear. There's just nothing else like it in the world. What? Mr. Truth just explained it all and even backed it up. You're the murderer. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime already. As I said earlier, it's all so circumstantial, so full of conjecture. You say you checked my doorknob for prints? Well, I can readily confess that I had wiped that knob down well. Huh? I'm a little obsessive-compulsive, you see. I didn't want to touch a doorknob that you had touched, which is why I wiped the knob down as soon as I could after you opened my door. After that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim's and my own prints would be on there. You made that up just now, didn't you? Furthermore, as for the note Jim left for me, do you know exactly when that was? For all we know, he could have left it before I arrived at the office. Like early evening, for example. And are you saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway? Hey, even geniuses fail at times. I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters, although that's no excuse. That's just a flat-out lie. There's no way you didn't notice a note that size. But you can't prove that, can you? Say something, Mr. Edgeworth. Back me up here, sir. Portsman makes a good point. I can't prove that he didn't simply overlook it. Besides, I have an airtight alibi. Airtight, you say? I only realized that I had one just now as we were talking. I guess it would have been better for all of us if I had told you sooner. I want to kick this guy's ass. If memory serves, you came back to this office at around 2 a.m., correct? It was then that you had an unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit? But at exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around. I'm sure the other detectives will cooperate with my story. It's a perfect alibi. Do you really think it's that perfect? Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like. You'll see for yourself. Detective Gumshoe. Sir, yes, sir. I'll go check out his alibi, sir. Be right back. Mr. Edgeworth, sir. I think we're in trouble. It's just like Mr. Portsman said. The guys down in the criminal fair said they saw him at around 2 a.m. See? All of the evidence points to him being the culprit, so there must be a contradictory point in his alibi somewhere.
Hold it!
You are correct. It was around 2 a.m. Are you sure? It's really important to me that you're spot on at the time. I remember checking my watch then, and make no mistake, it was 2. Oh, giving testimony like a pro. Okay, so you came back to your office at 2.
Hold it!
It is as you say, however. Yes, however, you're the only one who claims to have bumped into the culprit. So tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me who you saw? It was pitch black, so I couldn't actually see.
Objection!
Oh, come now, I'm sure you saw something. Try a little harder, why don't you? I'm beginning to feel like I'm the one being interrogated here. Oh well, doesn't matter if you remember or not. It only matters that you ran into the culprit.
Hold it!
So you paid the Criminal Affairs Department a visit. Yep, right after I left the prosecutor's building, I headed straight for the precinct.
Hold it!
Well, we did go and ask around to confirm your testimony. It was just as I said, right? Yes, sir. A number of detectives said that they saw you at around that time. See? I have the perfect alibi. That's the ace I had up my sleeve. Impossible. He actually does have the perfect alibi. What's wrong? Why the sudden sullen look on your face? Can't you say anything back, Mr. Edgeworth? Heh, I think we've reached the end of the line and it's time to get off this crazy train. You there! Sir, please escort the young lady out, but remember, be gentle. Maggie! Detective Gumshoe! Is there nothing I can do? There must be a way to turn this situation around. Only I had a clue. I missed something that can help me cast doubt on his alibi. I need to calmly think this through one more time, and with logic. It's those two. Why was there a second handgun? Because there was a different person. There were 2 bullets left at the scene of the crime. One that robbed Mr. Faith of his life, and one that nearly robbed me of my jacket. However, the murder weapon only so shines at being fired once, meaning that it is entirely possible that a second gun was used in my office tonight. But seeing as how the killer had to steal Mr. Faith's gun, I doubt the killer had another gun up their sleeve. Therefore, the second gun could have been the property of an entirely different person, which could mean that there was another person who paid a visit to my office tonight. Alright. Let's think it through here. Supposing there was yet another visitor tonight, that would also resolve the issue of why my shelves were upended twice. We know that the shelves were disturbed once before and once after the murder, so it shouldn't be much of a stretch to think that it was the work of 2 different people. Once by the person who stole the victim's gun and then killed him with it, and once again after the murder by our second culprit. Who was the owner of the second gun? We suppose that the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back.
Objection!
Mr. Portsman, it seems that I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case. Great, so you finally come to your senses. Mr. Edgeworth? Sir, what are you saying? This has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I had assumed that the person I ran into was the killer. That may not be the case. What do you mean? The person I ran into was just your average thief. A thief? But, sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in the facts? Not at all. It simply means that the killer was someone else. And it means that in actuality, 2 culprits stole into my office tonight. What do you mean, 2? It explains both why my shelves were disturbed twice and how there were 2 guns. Mr. Portsman tricked Miss Burden and gained entry into my office.
Objection!
Now you're just leading the argument. You still don't have any actual proof, you know. If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portsman. In the end, if you really are innocent, you should have nothing to worry about. Now then, returning to my scenario, Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me. Which is why you checked my secret safe and ransacked my shelves. This was the first time. So then, this would be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right? Correct. And then, just when he was about to look somewhere else, who should walk in but his own partner, Mr. Faith? But why did Mr. Faith come to your room, sir? He probably had business with Mr. Portsman, which is why he was in the area. But that's when he noticed sounds coming from my office, would be my guess. Oh, because you were supposed to be away, right? And he must have thought it was odd, since he came to this office to check it out. Correct. And as a detective, that was the right thing to do. But when he came in, he found his own partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Portsman, Mr. Faith probably let his guard down. But Mr. Portsman's not so merciful as to let him leave alive. He waited for a chance and stole Mr. Faith's gun from him, and then he killed him. He silenced Mr. Faith for catching him in the act of stealing. This was the moment in which the first shot was fired, the one that landed in my files. Following that, Mr. Portsman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. He could afford to do that because he had also left a fake dying message behind. You're such a complicated troublemaker, you know that? Well, if things were as simple as that, then all would be solved. However, there was yet another visitor to my room, and this is where it gets complicated. There was another visitor, sir? Yes, and this other person's objective was also to steal something from me. Now then, even after Mr. Portsman left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, this new visitor had no way of knowing that, and so they stole the master key from the security guard's room, and then entered my room and searched through my shelves. This was the second time they were disturbed, and it seems the thief found their prize. The stolen zero file, right, sir? Correct. Only just as the thief was about to leave the file, I appeared. The thief then threatened me with their own gun and made their escape. The second bullet was fired during that brief encounter. So the shells getting messed up twice, and then the 2 bullets, it was all because 2 different people were doing these things at 2 different times. Precisely. So now, do you see, Mr. Portsman? The person I met was just a thief, and was not, in fact, Mr. Faith's killer. Your alibi from the time frame in which I ran to the other person is now irrelevant. Because we now know that the murder took place during the first culprit's visit.
Objection!
What's so funny, pal? Absolutely splendid. Your scenario explains everything. Of course it does. It's Mr. Edgeworth, after all. But you know, it still doesn't change the fact that it's all circumstantial. Supposing if, and that's a big if, your theory is right, it would indeed render my alibi, which has withstood scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. But there is still one defining point of your argument for which you have no evidence. Your supposition that I was the first visitor. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't let him get away with that, sir. But he has a point. I have absolutely no proof at this point. Don't say that, sir. I don't believe this. Don't worry, Maggie. I'll do something if I must. You know something? I find your attitude to be somewhat peculiar, Mr. Edgeworth. If the person you met really was just a plain old thief, then why is it that person not your main suspect? That is, if your theory is correct. Hey, Heron. That thief we ran into should be a real suspect, wouldn't you say? We should be out there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby.
I hate to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was training in my room. And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down at Criminal Affairs. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left.
So you think we should be out there looking for the thief?
And of course, now isn't the time to be wasting on dead-end discussions.
I don't think it's at all dead-ended. I find your alibi to be fascinating. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it. Hold on, I need to drink more water. Portsman's voice just... it destroys, like, the top of my throat. Because it's just got enough rasp to do so. And I struggle more with higher voices. Alright, let's press.
Hold it!
Actually, no, I wouldn't. Why not? That's elementary. The dying message, of course. Mr. Faith's killer very clearly left those letters on the spines of those files. And it was after they were on there that the thief stole one of them. You mean the zero files, right? And that's how we also know the letters themselves were set up, and not from Mr. Faith. If the thief was the killer, do you think they would try to undermine themselves?
Maybe the killer just didn't think of that either. Yes, that must be it. Maybe, just maybe.
Whoop. Might still be nearby. Wait. Oh, I can yell, hold it. Hold it! Nope, doesn't work. The legitimate software I'm using doesn't pick up mics too well, so I can only use it for noise rather than I mean, if I yelled it loud enough, it would, but I'd have to get really loud, is the problem. You know what? Fuck it. Hold it! No? Please?
Hold it!
Yeah!
Once escaped, I highly doubt a thief would linger nearby. Well, you never know. Maybe they didn't get what they were really after.
Oh, you talk like you know quite a bit about this thief.
It's nothing like that. I have no idea about anything. After all, hate to repeat myself. Hold it!
Hold it!
Oh yeah, okay. No, it can do it. It can do it. Hell yeah. Oh, I'm totally using that.
But according to Mr. Faith's note... Hold on. I thought we already cleared that up. Didn't we say that Jim left that note for me in the early evening? If you have proof that he left it at a different time, say just before he was murdered...
I don't have any.
No. You see? So I insist again that I was in my office the entire time.
Okay. Hold it! Hold it! Hold it, please? You gotta hold it.
Hold it!
There we go. Oh, man. That's great. Oh, I'm gonna have way too much fun with that. Now that, like...
Why? Why didn't you go in there with Mr. Faith? Ah, that's because he said he was tired and was going to take a quick nap. You know those sofas in the hallway? He likes to sleep on those. It's one of his habits.
Well, what of the evidence he brought?
There were things related to yesterday's case. Just 2 items. A gun and a pendant.
Interesting. This piece of testimony seems too crucial to let slip through the cracks. Weren't there 3? Hold it! Hold it! Hold it!
Hold it!
There we are. Okay, I just gotta... I gotta stand closer to the mic when I do it, I guess.
A gun and a pendant. Yeah, this gun which was the murder weapon, and this pendant which belonged to the victim. And why were you taking them to criminal affairs? There was something in a past case file I wanted to compare these two to. But all this had nothing to do with the case right now. Anyway, I believe you'll find the long paper trail left to be your satisfaction. This is all matching up to what Detective Gumshoe found out.
I need it. I want to do it again. Please work this time. Hold it!
Hold it!
I can't expect you to know, can I? No, but I guess you can expect me to take a guess based on logical deductions. Oh, then let's see you deduce. Jim waited for me to leave and then stole the master key. For the purpose of sneaking into your room, of course. And that's when Miss Bird caught him red-handed, and the murder occurred. It's all exactly as I had laid out earlier. I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it.
Oh, and it feels so good because, like, it's much easier with this because I can yell it, extend my arm and point, and just, oh, it feels so good. So anyway, hold it! Damn it, hold it! It really just brings it out of you when it doesn't work, though. So we're gonna reset. Hold it! Nope, okay. You know what? It's fine. We'll just...
Hold it!
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Actually, no, I wouldn't.
I wonder if I can adjust the sensitivity on this mic so that it works better. I'll have to play around with it, because I definitely want to use that more. Because it's just fun.
Why not? That's elementary. The dying message, of course.
And I'm realizing that was totally an Apollo Justice as well, wasn't it? Because I remember that little symbol being next to the press button. Damn it.
Mr. Faith's killer very clearly left those letters on the spines of those files. And it was after they were on there that the thief stole one of them. You mean the Zero files, right? That's how we also know the letters themselves were not a setup and not for Mr. Faith. If the thief was the killer, do you think they would try to undermine themselves? Wait, we've already read this. Whoops.
Alright, let's look at our stuff here. When Jim came, we brought... Ah, yeah. 2 items, you say. Now... I just wanna... Let's check this out, shall we? 3 pieces of evidence, Hold on. Oh, okay. Objection! Come on, man. Okay, fine. I give up. Ah, that sucks. I'm gonna have to see if I can't play around things at some point.
Only 2 pieces. I believe your proper phase here is you fail. Excuse me? You fail as a prosecutor, Mr. Portsman, as you intend to keep evidence hidden from me. What are you talking about? I haven't hidden anything from you. Well, here's a piece I think you should read. Carefully.
Ah, it says that Mr. Faith was bringing 3 pieces.
Yes, and this is the victim's real dying message to you, Mr. Portsman. I can't believe you get tripped up by simple arithmetic. Where is the missing piece of evidence? It's... You have it, don't you? Only the guilty would make such a face. Detective Gumshoe. You don't have to say it, sir. I'll pat the guy down from head to toe. Don't come any closer. I'm warning you. This is all part of the investigation, pal. So don't even think about stopping me. No! Hey, what's this? He had this on him, sir. Despite what you said, it would appear that you do have something to hide. But why would he hide something like that? There's only one reason why anyone would hide evidence of this caliber. Because it would unequivocally point to that person himself as the real killer. Let's examine this videotape in a little more detail. For the section of the tape that will drive the last nail into this coffin.
Here. Alright. So I need to see if I can't play with mic sensitivity, just so I can, like, not have to scream it every time, so I don't, like, shake the entire house. Because I'm not yelling as loud as I could. Granted, I was in pep band, and I did a lot of yelling in my time, and I can be much louder, but I don't want to piss off the entire neighborhood. And B, Hot Fresh Hold It's by Miles Edgeworth. I'm Miles Edgeworth, and you have some son of a bitch who just is getting all his facts wrong. Well, I have it for you. You have to have him hold it, as you show him the evidence that points to the truth. The path of truth only the righteous go by. Something like that. I don't know. I've lost it. I want to know everything about this. Because there's something here. The KG6 incident. That's a police case number, sir. Does that mean this video is evidence from that case? Interesting. However, what's recorded on this isn't what's important right now. Let's give this casing a thorough once-over. Okay. Oh! Ah! That's blood, isn't it? Yes, and I believe this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us. This blood is still fresh. You mean this might be Detective Faith's blood? No! You got it all wrong. No amount of denial can save you. We have but to run a blood test to find the truth. You told us that you had received evidence from the victim earlier. Now you will tell us when and how the victim's blood found its way onto this video. Yeah, it's totally suspicious. Was it at the moment of his death? Did Detective Faith have this videotape on his personage when you killed him? You know very well there's no way to prove that. Not even if it were to examine this tape for fingerprints? Nah. If I had to take a guess, I'd say that the only ones on here would belong to Murderous You and Mr. Faith. No, impossible. Finally, he's gone. Oh, I never have to do his voice again. March 14th, 5:47 a.m. High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. He ate the chocolate. That just proves it was a chocolate. Mr. Portsman has been placed under arrest for the murder of Detective Buddy Faith, sir. Very good. And the results we got back from the lab techs on the tape turned out to be real solid, sir. The blood work came back and it was definitely Mr. Faith's blood on there. And as a bonus, they were also able to use a few of Mr. Faith's fingerprints as well. Thank you so very much, Mr. Edgeworth. I still can't believe I got to see your cool deduction skills outside the courtroom. I'm impressed beyond words, sir. It was nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught up in a murder in my office. Please, accept my apologies. It was nothing, really. Compared to what I've been through, I mean. I consider myself lucky that it was only a burglary and a murder this time, sir. If it had been a holdup or a hostage situation, I'd have thrown my hands up in the air. I think I'm finally rising up from a goddess of misfortune to just an unlucky person. Something tells me we should have hired a different person for the security detail. You know something, sir? That Mr. Portsman really was one corrupt prosecutor. And why would you say he was corrupt? Well, I heard there were a number of suspicious things related to his court cases. There's even rumors about how some of the evidence he uses is forged, sir. Forged evidence, huh? And they say he even decided not to prosecute a few cases for some really vague reasons. that guy was a complete disgrace to the entire profession.
We never did get around to asking what his reason for breaking into my office. Yeah, whatever you got near that topic, he just clammed up. Although we can be pretty certain it was to steal something. This is just between you and me, sir, but there's a rumor that some sort of huge organization is involved behind the scenes.
Oh, well, well.
With Mr. Portsman not willing to divulge anything, it certainly lends credence to that rumor. It would seem that we haven't heard the last of this. Huh? That Mr. Portsman isn't a bad guy? I didn't say that, but rather that there are still many more mysteries for us to solve. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance of this piece of evidence. Fucking this, baby.
Take that!
The person who stole this file, and the other villain of the night. Yeah, I wonder who it was. And what happened to the stolen pages? I wonder, who in the world was it that held me up at gunpoint? Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Yes? I came across this while I was processing your office earlier, sir. This card. What is it, sir? Is it a bird or something on there? It's not just any bird. It's the mark of the raven. A three-legged raven. Even you should know what this is, detective. Oh, it's about that thing, isn't it? The great thief everyone's talking about? Hold on, I'll be right back.
I am back. Lava, yeah, you're right. Bathroom. Because I've sucked down almost an entire half gallon within 2 hours. So yeah. It goes through you fast. Because I basically need a refill.
Yes, it's the mark of the great thief, Yatagarasu. Wait, Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu. Under the mark of the legendary bird, the Yatagarasu is noble to the end, a modern Robin Hood. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appears and vanishes at will. Though we don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. The Yatagarasu likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. The theft is always performed in silence, and always with perfection. Once a target is chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement is sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation is infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found is sent out to the mass media, along with a single card. Although it has been a while since the Yatagarasu's last appearance. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, look, something's written on the back. What? Let me see. It's the location of where the thief put the stolen files. The person who stole the contents of the file was the Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu. Organization. Quite a few key words are popping up in this mystery. The murder in my office. The return of the great thief, Yatagarasu. Looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming. Well, they were heralded by the incidents that began to occur 2 days ago.
Question is, do we continue? Or do we leave this for... Do we leave the start of the next case for next week? That's the question. I'm almost out of water. And I am streaming tomorrow on my day off. So... By the way, I'm streaming tomorrow. There's a reason. So, you know, you'll see it tomorrow. But yeah, I think maybe this is a good place to just call it. Whoops, I accidentally hit no. Oh, fuck me. Well. Guess we have to continue, don't I? I picked up my controller and accidentally hit no. Oh, wait. Can I go back to the first episode and save? Like... Hold on, let's see here. Oh, man. Hold on. I can just skip this. No, okay. If anything, I can just do this off stream because I know where to go and what to do. Cause, yeah, I know what to do. I can, like, just do it in my off time real quick. It'll take, what, 30 minutes? That's not too long. Ah, god damn it. Alright, well, things like this happen, I guess. I'll just finish this next time. I'm a dunce. I'm a doof. I'm just a fool. I'm a foolish man that can't press buttons right. Alright, I'll have to just fix that. That's whatever. That's easy. I know what to do. But yeah, tomorrow we'll be back. It'll be nice and cool. I'll be joined by Spider, Sam, and Layton. And I won't tell you what for yet, but it's happening. It's happening. Actually, hold on, let me see. If I just reopen this... I need to see. I need to see how screwed I am. And I'll let you see too. Oh, wait. Continue. Neat. Oh, it'll only let me... Hold on. Oh, okay, I only have to go through part way. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That'll be easy. Not the worst. I can't believe I hit no on the save, though. Oh my god. Alright, anyways, thank you all for coming in and watching. It's glad to, I'm glad to be back on the whole Ace Attorney thing. Alright, so we can raid either Sombrero or Heron. So... I'll put, I'll put Sombrero on 1, Heron on 2. I've got my two-sided die. Let's do it this way. That's a 1. The dice have spoken. That is correct. Anyway, thank you all for coming on. I'll see you next Monday for more Ace Attorney, and I'll see you tomorrow for special surprise stream that's happening. I don't have any more words. Get out of my house.